Opinions and stories around the game we love, told by your favorite storytellers. Stay up to date with all things cricket. Subscribe to Cricbuzz's YouTube channel and press that bell icon now.
So if we look at Virat Kohli's inning in particular, now that's the case in point because we've been talking about how, he needs time in the middle. He himself said that he didn't touch a bat. He was going through that mental phase. Now this is his innings today, 59 not out of 44 balls. Is this what's needed of Virat Kohli at number 3? Because this is something that he was doing when he was at his prime as well. I mean, similarly, in a similar zone because his career strike rate is also there and thereabouts. Do you expect this from Virat Kohli or is the team now expecting something else?
I think Virat Kohli at his peak in 2016 was also in T20 cricket was playing at a time when you could afford to do this. Okay. And then he would strike much faster towards the end. He would go at a strike rate of 200, 220 towards the end. That's how Virat used to construct his innings. I think even T20 cricket has moved on. It's a very constantly changing sport and I think the standards are higher. I think today if Virat does just this, he's not doing enough for the team. That's my belief.
He was untroubled today though. He was untroubled. He was struggling with the timing and getting that in, but he was untroubled. But he'll look back and say, yeah, I got 44 balls in. KL Rahul will say, yeah, I got 39 balls in. At which point a voice in the dressing room will say, perfectly fine, take out Surya's innings and where were we? Correct. So what Surya Kumar Yadav has done is, he has given you the runs that maybe you would not have got. And in doing so, I said, okay, you got your game time, that's okay.
Yeah. Correct, and that's illustrative in the innings progression as well. How the innings progressed, you can see how every time, I mean, from the moment on Surya came in, things started looking different. And if you look at that, the first 6 overs, of course, you lost that wicket. Then 7 to 10, you weren't scoring as big. And the moment Surya came in, things started changing. And then towards the end, of course, he accelerated.
54 of the last 5 overs, and that included a brilliant 4-run over from Ehsan. So that meant that in the other overs, you got 50 in 4 overs literally towards the end. That was what the match was all about. I mean, they hit it absolutely spectacularly. And of course, not they. Primarily, you have to say it's Surya Kumar Yadav who dictated the conditions.
Yeah. How good was that Ehsan? I thought he bowled really well.
And an over like that, the 17th was absolutely
bowling those Yorkers, he bowled beautifully.
Correct. But the one thing that you said, Harsha, that you alluded to, and that's right, if you take out that last over, suddenly that 196 doesn't look like 196.
Take out Surya's innings.
Yeah, correct.
And if even that last over plays at the same strike rate as the others do,
we are at about 165, 170.
You're looking at a 120 game. Right, 120 out of 120 strike rate game, that's a 144 game. So even if you assume that you'll go big at the end, as Joy said, you're looking at a 155, 158 game. India were headed to a 158, 160 game. And now you've got a 192 game because of one person. So he's allowed the other people to get that time in, which they must repay in future games.
Now, here's a question. We spoke about this approach in the pre-show as well, and you said that the game has moved on, and it's about time that, something that Rohit Sharma has also said, that it's about time that we moved on. So, the message in the dressing room, can that be to Kohli that we've got to move on? We want you to anchor, we want you to stay till the end, but if you're playing that number of balls, that volume of balls, you've got to score quicker.
Yeah. I mean, Virat up the rate at the end. Yeah. So, given that this was Hong Kong, you'll say, okay, it doesn't matter. He just needed the time in. He just needed to get his rhythm in. But you can't play, what did he end up? 45 balls?
44 balls.
44 balls at 130.
Yeah, 44 balls, 59 not out.
Yeah, so 44 balls at strike rate 135. 135 strike rate means you're looking at a 160 game.
Yeah.
So, are you okay to play a 160 game? Or are you saying, no, he plays 44 balls, ensures you don't lose wickets. Someone else plays at 180, which can also happen. So he's finished at 135, but for a better part of the innings, he was scoring at 100. Those balls don't come back.
Yeah, correct.
So it's okay in this game, but this innings would have been expensive had it come against tougher opposition.
And we've seen Virat Kohli do that. He scored a century in a 15-over game in the IPL in 2016. I think this was against Kings 11 Punjab back then.
Virat Kohli in 2016 had elevated the game to a level only he could play at.
Yeah.
933 runs in a season. Nobody has come close to that.
2016. Some of the games in the T20 World Cup in 2016. So I think one of the problems with being Virat Kohli is, you say, what did he do in 2016? That was something that nobody will play again.